State of New California, notice to all Californians, Chapter 2, Grievance number 20, September 8th, 2020. New California is a new state in development exercising its constitutional right to form from the state of California. The process to form New California is authorized and codified in Article 4, Section 3 and 4 of the United States Constitution. Statement of intent. The citizens of New California have decided to remedy the abuse of power by the government of California by exercising their right to form a new state provided in United States Constitution, Article 4, Sections 3 and Section 4. We are determined to live under a state of government in the United States of America and under the Constitution of the United States. New California Declaration of Independence of January 15, 2018 states, whenever any form of government becomes destructive in its right of the people to alter or to abolish it and to institute new government, when a long train of abuses and acts to seize and hold the people's power without legal authority and pursuing invariably the same object that clearly demonstrates a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Preamble of the New California State Constitution states, we, the representatives of the undersigned counties within the state of California, do acknowledge and humbly invoke the favor of Almighty God for continued civil and religious liberty to ourselves and our posterity. First Amendment of the United States Constitution states, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution states, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. The counties of New California State brought forward 95 Chapter 1 grievances between January 2018 and November 2019. On April 28, 2020, New California State will issue 95 additional Chapter 2 grievances to be announced in public on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Good morning. Hi. Chapter 2, Grievance 20, September 8, 2020. Declaration of Grievance Statement of Facts. The people of California are suffering from a tyrannical state government which fails to provide a Republican form of governance, enables and supports across its southern border the invasion of the United States of America by illegal foreign nationals, and protects vicious criminals who commit outrageous acts of violence upon the citizens of America, all caused by a government and for a monoparty system led by a tyrannical dictator who openly defies federal law. California state government violates the following United States Constitution, Article 4, Section 4. The United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a Republican form of government, and shall protect each of them against invasion and on application of the legislature or of the executive when the legislature cannot be convened against domestic violence. United States Constitution, Article 6. This Constitution and the laws of the United States which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made or which shall be made under the authority of the United States, shall be the supreme law of the land, and the judges in every state shall be bound thereby. Anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary notwithstanding. First Amendment, United States Constitution. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. 14th Amendment, United States Constitution. Section 1. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. Refers to sections 2, 3, 4, and 5. Order of the day. Insurrection. The government of California, the current socialist governor, dictator, and monoparty system, along with local officials, are following a coordinated design with the intent to actively engage in acts of insurrection against the U.S. Constitution. The Insurrection Act of 1807 and the Emergency Economic Powers Act are United States federal laws that govern the ability of the President of the United States to deploy military troops within the United States to put down lawlessness, insurrection, and rebellion. The California government, in conjunction with the socialist state executive, instituted wherever the current socialist governor dictator has usurped power, has actively engaged in acts of secession, and have created a reign of terror on United States citizens living in California with the intent to secede from the United States of America, to thus destroy the very Union of States which secures our liberty and freedom. Betrayal by the sitting socialist governor dictator of California, the monoparty legislature, and local elected officials is evidence of abdication of their responsibilities, authority, and sovereignty over the citizens of the United States and California state. In an article from Mike Adams about insurrection, he states, "The 14th Amendment speaks directly to the powers of the federal government in dealing with officials, individuals, and states that are engaged in rebellion against the United States of America. Specifically, the 14th Amendment grants the U.S. President the power to arrest and indefinitely hold all public officials, including mayors, governors, state legislators, federal judges, and law enforcement officials who support rebellion against the United States or who have given aid or comfort to the enemies of America." Section 3. Eliminate House of Representatives positions for California and other states which are engaged in supporting big tech censorship platforms that are supporting rebellion against the United States of America and abridging the right of voting age citizens to participate in elections via censorship. This implies that electoral college votes would also be proportionally reduced in these states. Section 2. It would also apply to states like Oregon, which are reportedly funding war encampment installations that house insurrectionists who are unleashed each night to attack federal buildings and federal law enforcement officers. Eliminate all federal financial support for cities and states which are engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the United States. Section 3 specifically states that all such claims of federal money obligations to the states shall be held illegal and void. Section 4. In essence, the 14th Amendment grants American citizens equal protection under law, but for public officials or states which are engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the United States, those equal protections are revoked. The Democrats already know all this, which is why they are pursuing a plan of election chaos, hoping to throw the entire election process into mass confusion, from which they plan to attempt an illegal coup to eliminate Trump from office and claim political power over the nation. Many Democrat-run states are already in open rebellion, aiding and comforting illegal insurrectionists who are attempting to overthrow the United States government. It should be rather obvious that at this very moment, California, Oregon, Washington, New York, Illinois, and many other states are engaged in open rebellion against the United States, and that thousands of public officials within those states mayors, governors, state legislatures, police chiefs, etc., are granting aid or comfort to the rebellion. Under the 14th Amendment, Trump merely needs to declare an insurrection. Then he can have Mayor Lightfoot of Chicago, Mayor Wheeler of Portland, Mayor Durkin of Seattle, Steinberg of Sacramento, Mayor Garcetti of Los Angeles, and even de Blasio of New York City arrested and removed from office for violating their oaths of office. All those mayors and many more have taken an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States, but they have violated their oath, and under the 14th Amendment, that means they have nullified their own right to equal protection under the law. Because they violated the U.S. Constitution and actively engaged in rebellion against the United States, in other words, they no longer enjoy the benefit of protections under the Constitution. Notification of revoked constitutional benefits. Members of California State Legislature, both in the Senate and Assembly, you have actively engaged in rebellion against the United States. Members of the California State Legislature, both in the Senate and the Assembly, you as public officials have granted aid or comfort to the rebellion. You as members of the California State Legislature have failed to uphold your oath of office to defend the Constitution of the United States. Further, because you have violated your oath of office under the 14th Amendment, you have nullified their own right to equal protection under the law. You are now on notice that your benefits and protections under the U.S. Constitution are hereby revoked, and that under federal and state laws you are subject to arrest, prosecution, and imprisonment. New California Movement has for over 5 years been utilizing Article 4, Section 3 to form a new state in direct defiance of the California dictator, just like the Founding Fathers had planned. The California governor is a pusillanimous, craven dictator whose words and actions are a grave danger to all U.S. citizens living in California, while the state continues to operate outside the authorities of the U.S. Constitution, violating Articles 4, Section 4, and Article 6, the First, Fourth, and 14th Amendments. For New Californians, it's our God-given right, it is our duty to protect our Declaration of Independence, our Constitution, and our Bill of Rights with all means necessary from a craven dictator. New Californians will not comply. We request the President of the United States to act immediately to remedy those abuses by the establishment of the new California state. Insurrection. The government of California, the current socialist governor dictator, and the monoparty system, along with local officials, are following a coordinated design with the intent to actively engage in acts of insurrection against the U.S. Constitution. The Insurrection Act of 1807 and the Emergency Economic Powers Act are United States federal laws that govern the ability of the President of the United States to deploy military troops within the United States to put down lawlessness, insurrection, and rebellion. Acts of secession. Therefore, the California government, in conjunction with the socialist state executive instituted wherever the current socialist governor dictator has usurped power, has created a reign of terror on United States citizens living in California with the intent to secede from the United States of America and thus destroy the very union of states which secures our liberty and freedom. Abdication of authority. Betrayal by the sitting socialist governor dictator of California, the monoparty legislature, and local elected officials is evidence of abdication of their responsibilities and authority and sovereignty over the United States citizens of the United States living in California. Prayer. The citizens of New California State pray for the President to exercise his authority under the Insurrection Act of 1807 or the Emergency Economic Powers Act to end the tyranny being foisted upon United States citizens living in California State. This concludes these proceedings. New California State can be reached through the newcaliforniastate.com website and phone number 828-2753.